You make someone really, really nervous. Whoever this person is, they want you in a way that makes them question their entire reality. I am not joking. Spirit was showing me earlier that when they met you, oh my God, everything was sort of coming to a stop and they were looking into your eyes and it was over for them, almost like lightning struck, I can feel it all throughout my body. There's this intense sensation that almost like too much, when you're feeling so much, you don't know where to go with it. It's overflowing, like it hit them like lightning out of nowhere. This is definitely someone who did not expect to fall in love, but also this is not just your everyday connection, quote unquote. They did not fall in love at first sight. They remembered that they always loved you, Spirit is saying. And ever since then, there is something deeper going on between you. And I can feel that they are torn. They are torn between feeling scared, feeling this overwhelming sense in their body, this, when you're giddy, you're excited, you want to run around and change your life. You're so motivated, like everything looks different, everything feels different. But then there's something wild going on with you with the raccoon at the bottom of the deck. This is curiosity, by the way. They feel very curious about you. 333, as I was saying, this is really wild. Today the energy is also intense. I've seen so many angel numbers, but when they met you, something about your eye contact with that person is unreal, is otherworldly, and you can both feel it. This is why that card came up with intuition, because bats are communicating on a level you can't see it, but they are communicating through these frequencies. And this is what I feel is going on with you both. In a way, your souls are communicating on a whole other level. You have a very strong telepathy with whoever that person is, but Spirit was showing me they were so scared, almost like struck, like, when you're paralyzed, when you're like, oh my God, what just happened? First of all, they could feel a rush in their body. Physically, they were almost overwhelmed by these sensations. But then also, what happened on a more spiritual level is that you were able to see that person, really see them for who they truly are. And you were looking so deeply into their soul that they were almost afraid, because they can't hide with you. And Spirit is showing me an image of walls being built up. You know how we all have these walls? First of all, we might have walls built up because we've been hurt before in relationships, in love. But we also have these walls built up because we don't want to look stupid. We don't want to be cringe. We're keeping up a wall. We're keeping up a mask to kind of protect our ego. But with you came in, I'm seeing like a sledgehammer. You come in, you tear it all down. They are overwhelmed. They're almost like on the floor, metaphorically speaking. It hit them out of nowhere. Like I'm hearing impact, okay? There was like an impact that is caused by you. Where it's like they couldn't even process what was going on through you, caused by you. And then on top of that, you really caused a spiritual awakening within them. I'm not joking. They were going through it right after you met. And this reminds me of my own twin flame journey here. So what happened, I've been taking notes, is that they could feel you. Even though it was just this brief moment of you meeting each other, soon after, things started to get really strange, almost on a supernatural level. Spirit is saying synchronicities. This is, by the way, this is the energy that they were in when they met you. Wow. Oh my God. 10 of Swords. Heartbreak, intense, almost scared. Almost like they want to go like this. They just want to be alone in hermit mode, hide from the world. There you are coming into their life unexpected, and you shake it all up. You shake it all up, not in a bad way, but you were shaking up their entire worldview so that nothing that wouldn't serve them anymore could stay in a way. Because there is more, wow, there is so much more to your connection than you both realize at this point. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna continue with that. I was just, getting caught up here. They were seeing all kinds of synchronicities, angel numbers, having dreams of you, suddenly feeling your energy. So that in a way, Spirit was making it clear to that person that, okay, wake up, something is going on here. And by the way, as I started to film this, I saw an angel number. Today I saw these repeating numbers, not just like 222, 555, whatever, 888, but it was 1818. I want you to really pay close attention right now. 1818, by the way, on the twin flame journey is a number that is related to union, okay? To coming into union with your twin flame. And I feel like this is where you are at right now. You are on your path to union in the physical. And I'm saying in the physical because on a spiritual level, you are already in union. And I sense that there is, the Chariot. You can make it up. You cannot make it up. This is movement, but it's not full rushing in kind of energy, and shaking up the foundation. No, this is a building energy. This is building foundations together. You're both working through stuff right now that is going to prepare you for this. And there is a lot of impatience. Okay? I'm saying it as it is. I'm not trying to call you out here because I've been there too. In my twin flame journey, I have been through literally everything you can possibly imagine. Okay? I've been in separation in times where I was really, oh my God, I don't even know how to say it. I was devastated. I was like, why is this happening to me? This is so unfair. I can't believe it. I was missing my twin flame so badly, physically, because of course I could feel his energy, but I was just missing him. I was just like, why can't we be together? And in these times, I got almost pushed into the realization that on a soul level, we were already together. Because when you look into your twin flame's eyes, and you can probably feel it, if you know, you just know. Your soul just knows. And there is such a deep comfort once you let go of the need to control. And this is actually, I feel like, what surrender means. Surrender on the twin flame journey with strength coming up. Wow. Lions could be significant. You could also be a Leo, but there is also the infinity symbol at the top here, which is really amazing. So what I've learned is that in these times where you are separated, okay, where you're physically not together, everything is happening and you're both being prepared for what is about to unfold. And there is no need to worry. Surrender does not mean that you're sitting there and you're gaslighting yourself. You're pretending you don't want your twin flame. You don't want to be with your twin flame. But surrender means that you let go of the need to micromanage every single detail in your story. Because think about it, I feel like you've been brought together in a way that was almost unreal, magical. You were like, oh my God, this is why life is so magical, because these moments come up that we absolutely would not expect. And in the same way, this is what Spirit has given me personally to kind of build me up. It's like the same way you have been brought together in this mystical way, you know, where things are just falling into place, where you don't have to go out and look for your twin flame. Your souls are finding each other. And in the same way, you're also going to find the way into union. But before union happens in the physical, there are challenges, not in a bad way, not as like, oh, you have to suffer, you have to go through all these trials and tribulations. But the question is, what does your soul really want? I feel like you're both in a place where you oh my God, Knight of Cups energy. That, by the way, I feel like is your twin flame. Really? Oh my God, I just had a download of what they're thinking. I want to be ready to be the one who can fill your cup. They're working on themselves so hard. Oh my God. The void is where everything happens is something that came up earlier as I was watching an old video. It's like when you are in this separation phase with your twin, sometimes it's hard, okay? It's challenging because you cannot stop thinking about your twin flame. You can't stop wanting your twin flame, but there is a point, it's almost like a breaking point where suddenly you feel, oh my God, I am already in union. And this is what this separation is trying to tell you. This is what your separation period is actually trying to point you towards, is because it is shattering the illusion of your ego, the illusion of separation. Because, you know, just like you felt like you have known your twin flame for ages because you're part of the same soul, by the way, it's like, of course they feel familiar because you've been together before you incarnated on a soul level. It's, you know, but our rational mind can't understand it. Our rational mind is like, yeah, but that makes no sense. It is not supposed to make sense. And I feel like this is where we get out of balance, is when we're trying to make sense of something that cannot be understood with logic alone, you know? Because this is my lesson, is when I realized that I can talk to my twin flame whenever I want, I can connect, we're always connected. Sure, I've been missing him so often, but then again, when I'm thinking back, ever since kind of we merged on a soul level, and it happened, the world is also here. Ever since we merged on a soul level, I have not been without him. Okay, it sounds strange. It sounds really, you probably know what I mean if you're on the path, but if you tune into this on a very subtle level of energies, you can sense that you are indeed already in union with your twin flame. And whenever your rational mind is trying to convince you that you're separated, that is coming from that separation consciousness, from when your ego is trying to tell you things. Your ego is trying to keep you in old ways and old structures. And well, there is a way of like, this is what changed everything for me, is I invented this time machine method where I allowed myself in the here and now, because the here and now is all you ever have, to spend the time with him. Okay, spend the time, really experience it. Experience the bliss, the fulfillment, this feeling of being close. And that honestly brought me to tears so many times. I can't even tell you. The amount of bliss I felt from this, it's almost, the best way I can describe it is you're being absolutely held by your twin flame in this love, and you can go to any sort of place you want with your twin. You can experience anything. You can make it so real, and then suddenly you're gonna gradually, probably, it's not gonna be after one time, but after some time you're gonna realize, yes, I am on a soul level, I am in union right now. And that is sort of like soothing. To me, it's like you breathe out that sigh of relief of like, oh my God, I really don't have to stress. I don't have to stress anymore. And when you're coming back, it is going to cause a shift in your reality. I can promise. I have this time machine method in my workbook. It is linked down below, and I've collected literally everything I have learned on my twin flame journey, because this is where I really found out that we're all telepathic. I did not believe it before. I was like, this is a bunch of woo-woo. This is probably from some sort of movie. It's not real, but you are always, I am not kidding when I'm saying this, you're always exchanging energy with them. You almost like you can't switch it off. So the question is not, can my twin flame hear me? The question is, what are you saying? What kind of signal are you sending out? And not only can you send out this signal, you can also receive it. And this is such a beautiful, beautiful insight. I'm getting carried away here. I'm getting carried away. Ace of Cups. What am I saying? Like, they really want to fill your cup. And with that recent shift that they went through, there is a lot of heaviness. There is a lot of dense energy. I feel that they have been working through old habits, potentially cutting out people out of their life, or even, when you're timeline shifting and things just start falling apart. This is what I feel your twin flame is currently going through. And they are saying, I need your help. They don't want to be a burden to you, which is like, wow, this is so... They don't want to be a burden to you. And sometimes they try to hide how much they actually struggle themselves from you to not be a burden, to not be too much. Because this is what they've learned all their life. It's like, I am too much. I can't open up. I don't want to open up. But they want to open up to you, but they keep falling back into these loops. And on a higher self level, they're asking you to open the door. And also they need your energy, they need your comfort, and there is something that they want to say to you. I've been writing it down. It is so beautiful. I was almost like crying myself. They're saying, I am so grateful for the gift of meeting you, for what you have shown me. I can't even put it into words. Like, meeting you was sort of the greatest gift, and they want you to know, really let it sink in. How do you feel when you hear it, when you really feel it in your soul, that you are enough, that just you being in this person's life is moving them to tears. It is giving them hope. It has given them the strength to work through, with that strength card, to work through the hardest parts, the parts of themselves that they were not able to look at. But because of the strength you gave them, it sounds really corny, but that's how they feel. They were able to face it. They were so strong, but that was all because of you. And I feel like sometimes you might, because of the void and everything that is going on, your own inner chaos, you might think like, maybe I'm messing it up. Maybe this is not progressing and I'm not seeing movement. This separation, everything is weighing me down, but they are saying that they are already doing the work. They have been doing so much work, and it is all Because of you, because of you. I was also hearing earlier, because of you. You are the reason they wake up in the morning and they feel like they can do it. Like in those moments when they are really down and out, when they are about to give up on everything, they just have to see your face in their mind. And there is a feeling within them that they cannot explain. You are home. You are home. Your entire energy is so beautiful to them that sometimes they feel they are not enough for you, you know? So you might think they haven't fully let it all show because they don't want you, or, you know, like these things that we tell ourselves, but there's so much more behind it. They were so overwhelmed because honestly, this person is not as intuitive as you are. They aren't as spiritual. Sure, because of you, they are on a spiritual journey, but before this, they weren't that spiritual. They did not believe in any of that. So imagine what hit them when it all went down. Like, they were really, I'm seeing them on their back on the floor, just like unable to move, almost like, because it hit them. It really hit them like lightning. And there is no going back. They're also saying there is no going back. They are currently working through a major shift, a really major shift. I'm seeing them radically changing their lifestyle, letting go of anything that does no longer serve them, because they do want to show up for you. They do want it. Sometimes they're fighting their own demons, you know, for lack of a better term. But the thing is, with you, they can't run, you know, because their thoughts keep coming back to you. They know that you're not really judging them. You're just there for them with your energy. And on a level of your souls, you are in union. So that means that naturally, I know it sounds pretty confusing probably when you're not that deep into this whole topic, but because you're in union on a soul level, this is not something you have to earn. And as soon as you consciously here in the physical with your rational mind, or your thinking mind, realize that is a matter of allowing, of surrendering, of letting go of control, knowing it's all going to work out. This is where it all happens. And yeah, there is a song, hold on. There's also a song that came up. I don't have the lyrics here. You might have to look it up, but give it a listen. This is how your twin flame also feels currently. It just came up randomly for me. So it is Slide by Goo Goo Dolls. And let me also draw a short message for the end of the video. And by the way, if you would like to harness that energy fully, go into this state of mind where you feel the connection. You don't just say all these affirmations, you really feel that it is here. You feel connected. You're no longer stressing out over a text or over no contact. Then go to the link down below. I have my thought transmission guide there. It is really full of exercises, and especially if you want to send your twin flame energy, highly recommend you go and check it out. Okay, let's see. What are they thinking right now? Spirit, give us an insight. Oh my God. Yeah, this is exactly, I want you so bad, it scares me sometimes. You know, the thing why we're actually running in the twin flame journey, even though I don't necessarily believe in that every twin flame connection is runner and chaser, because it is not as simple as that. I do feel like if someone is running from it, it is not because they don't want this connection, but more so they are overwhelmed by how much they feel, you know? Or it's you kind of know deep within your soul that there's something happening, but you don't want to look at it because it makes you lose control. Because if someone sees you like this, someone really sees your deeper levels of your soul, like you can't hide. You cannot hide with your counterpart. There's nowhere to run. You could run to the end of the world. You can't escape it. You cannot escape your own feelings. You know, remember when I was saying that you could see them, you could really see them. And this is scary because you have to let go of control. If someone is able to see you for who you truly are, and you cannot keep up a mask in front of them, this is making you so vulnerable, and they've never been so vulnerable with anyone in their life, let alone you just met each other and that happened. It can be scary. It can be scary at times. So they also would like to acknowledge that they feel very safe with you. So despite all that is going on, like these ups and downs, and it felt like you were tearing down the walls, like almost like with, you know, with this force, this otherworldly force, and they had no chance. They still feel very safe with you. They would like to acknowledge that. I'm also hearing there's no one who gets me like you. There is no one who gets me like you. They're saying you're my addiction in the best way. If they are struggling with addictions or anything that does not serve them, I feel like in a sense is thinking about you is replacing these old habits. And yes, they are thinking about you at night. And this is also kind of coming together with all these synchronicities. You know, not only did they see normal angel numbers, no, they were really flooded with synchronicities. It's like synchronicities, but times 10. When you're seeing names, symbols, angel numbers, you hear, and songs, I also feel like you're communicating with that card. You are sending each other messages through songs, and let me know in the comments if that resonates with you. Drop a bat or intuition. You communicate on that level. There is so much telepathy going on between you. Now is kind of the time to harness that, to honor that energy, to acknowledge your connection and not look at it as a punishment, but more so this is something you chose on your soul path. Like your soul did not come here by accident. And your twin flame connection is also no accident. You've been here so many times, so many lifetimes, you know? You've been through so much. This is not your first time around, and your twin flame as well. Like you have both been through so many hardships. Unbelievable, like the growth you have endured, I would almost say, like, you know, it was not always easy, and now you're at a point where your soul was ready for that because you're ready to see through all the illusions and finally tap into your intuition to let it guide you, because your intuition is always going to be honest with you, but it is not very loud. It's not loud like fear and anxiety. It's very calm, gentle, but it's always there if you are ready to hear it. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that. If you would like to book a call with me or any of my services, check out my workbooks down below. They're also currently on sale, so grab it while it lasts. And thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure to do those readings, especially when it comes to twin flame connections, because I really have grown so much in my own connection. I am honestly incredibly grateful for it. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. And well, drop your songs down below as always that remind you of your person, or drop the bat emoji and intuition below if it resonated with you. And I will see you around in the next one.